Hey, everybody, welcome to another session of Pastor Doug's virtual VIP midweek study. And is that right name? I have so many different things going on. I don't know. I might have the wrong name. My eyes are a little bit blurry. I just came from an optometrist doctor's appointment. Everything is good. So I was happy to see that. But I'm seeing a little bit fuzzy right now. And Allie picked up my computer from the church and brought it over here to Jewel so we could do our study from here. And I want to welcome you today and also welcome, as many of you know, my daughter, Allie Ball, who is the worship leader at our church. And really, to be honest with you, the driving force behind everything that happens, because I have no clue what's going on. They just tell me where I'm supposed to show up and what I'm supposed to do. And I really appreciate the opportunity we have to work with Allie in ministry. And Allie is, what's your position here at Jewel?
Center director.
Allie is the center director here at Jewel, and I'm really, really proud of her. And Allie, if you don't mind sharing with everybody, what is your real purpose and your goal behind this whole operation? And how'd you come up with the name Jewel, by the way?
Do you want that story first or the?
Whatever you want first is okay.
So, well, I guess I can give you, the purpose and the mission behind Jewel. Typically, we have offered for 20 years parenting and pregnancy education, material assistance, things like that. And then maybe back in 2016, the board realized the need to help with a woman that feels that abortion might be her only option. And I know I've spoken about this in church just a couple of times, but if you don't know, what we do at Jewel is we offer options consultations. So it's actually a pre-abortion screening. It's free and confidential. So what we do is we just give her a safe space that she can slow down and hear what all of her options actually are. And before she runs out and makes the decision, we give her all the education that she would need. We give her a medical grade pregnancy test, a limited obstetric ultrasound, and then coming in July, we're going to be doing STD testing and treatment as well. And that way, we just give her, a shoulder to cry on. We give her somebody to listen. We share the gospel with her. And then she's free to make her decision. We don't profit from her decision. We don't sway her in any way. Obviously, we'd love for her to choose life. But if she doesn't, we still offer that post-abortive support. So that's pretty much the premise behind Jewel. We don't have any government funding, nothing, pressuring any decision either which way. But we're just here to love her. So the name Jewel, we were actually, when we were looking into doing these pre-abortion screenings, these options consultations, we went to a center in Ohio that's named Bella, and that means beautiful. And at the time, our name was Real Options, and we thought, that doesn't sound very beautiful. It sounds doctor's office-y. And that's fine. But we were actually sitting in a meeting with, remember Tia that spoke at the banquet? Right. So we're sitting in a meeting, and we had, she's telling us about the app, the Text to Pray app that we do. And what we do is we actually send out a text weekly and let people know about different appointments that are coming in and things like that. It's called Text to Pray. If you'd like to be part of that, just let me know. But she was showing us that, and we were looking at her phone, and then I passed it to Aunt Cheryl, who's actually our executive director, Cheryl Cresswell. And then we set the lady's phone down, and next thing you know, she gets a text, and it says, "My Jewel." And Cheryl said, "Could that be our name? Is that our name?" Because we were just like thinking about pretty names and what could we be and what would work in Schuylkill County, because this was in Ohio. And here it was, Tia's daughter's name is Julia, and she calls her My Jewel. There's more. Okay. And Julia happens to be a graphic designer, and Julia designed our logo for free. Wow. So yeah, the Jewel Women's Center logo that you see everywhere, Julia, Tia's daughter from Bella Women's Center, created our logo for us.
And you guys now, we're sitting in your new location in Schuylkill Haven, right on the main street. Yeah. If you go down through town, coming down, you're right next to Suglia's.
2 doors.
Yeah, see, I give all of my directions to people next to restaurants.
I just the pizza shop.
2 doors down from Suglia's. If I'm telling you where to go to church, go all the way up to McDonald's, hang a right, and down. Before you get to Roman Delight, the church is on the right-hand side. That's kind of a funny way to do things. But, as a ministry and as a church, we're always looking to help in our community and be a part of what's going on in the community. And I want to tell you something right now. there's no ministry outside of a church that you can find that would be better to deserving of your time and your effort and your contributions than this Jewel group. As Alli has told you, we've been aware of this for quite some time, and my sister-in-law Cheryl Cresswell has worked with the group. Now Alli is totally invested in it, and Robin, your mom, my wife, is also working here as well. And they just got, it was exciting that you got this ultrasound machine that they can actually do that, which is a pretty big time thing. Now I asked them to do an ultrasound on me just to see what's going on in here. They didn't want to do that, so I'm not sure why, but well, maybe we can talk about that.
We could. I know she would scan you for sure. She'd scan.
I would let you scan me. I would be okay with that.
Honestly, she's amazing. Our ultrasound technologist has 30 years of experience, and she is unbelievable. Every time I watch her, I thank God for her, because we prayed for her, like, to find her, because we needed someone to, scan these gals, and sometimes it's a tough scan. Like, she's looking and trying to find, and and it could be the only chance, that we can show her this baby and hear the heartbeat and everything. And the ultrasound is pivotal. Like, without that part of the appointment, there's not a whole lot of, ways that you can steer it. But after they see the baby, you see something change in them. And it's really incredible. And we do need volunteers. We always need supporters, like I said. So
what could somebody, if somebody wanted to volunteer and say, hey, I have a couple hours a week, or I have a few hours I can spend, what would be something typical that they could do here to help you?
There's so many places to serve. Like I said, we offer the parenting and pregnancy education. That's really fun and light. It's families that have chosen life. The option side is a little bit like heavier training, and there's like receptionist areas. There's people from faith that already serve here, so it's kind of fun. Good. There's also office things, bulk mailings, stuffing and getting charts ready, stuffing and getting packets ready, that kind of thing. There's people that just love doing that.
I have a question for you. If I wanted to volunteer, do I have to come into this building, or is there stuff I can do from home?
You can do things from home. We have a gal who actually enters our baby boutique items from home into the system, which is pretty cool.
Guys, the one thing you got to think about, and this is some of the wording that I use a lot of times when I'm counseling people, and maybe there's a family that's having trouble with a son or a child or whatever. Maybe there's a situation with a relationship that has some issues, and I talk often about investing in people. Like, when I spend time with my children, I'm investing in them, and we've laughed about some of the athletic trainings and stuff that we've done and had, and I have some experience, so I kind of know what it takes to win. I know what it takes to develop as an athlete, and trying to instill that and show them that it's been really, really fun for me. But I also look at it as an investment in my time into them. And my point is this: if you're going to invest in anything, we teach at Faith, loving God, loving people, serving the community. If you want to invest in your community and helping people, this is a really good place to do it. You can do it with your time, with your talents, with your abilities. You just contact them, come in, talk with Alli or anybody here, and they'll direct you in ways that you might be able to help. And one big way that really, really matters, as she said, it's not funded. There's the funds aren't given. There's not a budget that automatically happens. There's not an income that's coming from a government installation or some type of process. Everything is donated. And at Faith Church, we try to do a lot to support that as much as we can, and that's an ongoing kind of thing. I would really encourage you to think about that. It's a great use of your money. It's being put to a good purpose, and if you're not sure, come down here. Take a look, hang out a little bit, take a look at the facility. You guys have turned in, this used to be a dentist's office, and they turned Dr. Solga's office into a beautiful facility. It's really, really nice and well done. And what is the purpose? Think about this for a second. Alli, tell us, if you know the statistic of how many, this bothers me, how many children are aborted each year? How many?
The latest statistic, I think, was in like the 150s. In 2017, in our county, 177.
177 children were aborted in this county in 1 year. And that's a sad number. That's a sad number. Here's something I want you to think about. We get all bent out of shape over COVID and the loss of life there. I heard not too long ago there was a study about the loss of sea turtles and the protection that's given to a sea turtle, that you can't kill them, you can't do this, you can't disturb the area of their birth. But yet, in supposedly the most civilized country ever, we're allowed to kill children. I don't understand how that happens, and it bothers me so much I can hardly even talk about it. But what I want to ask you to do today is let's join together in support of this ministry. Let's join together and financially. You can even, if you want to, if you send a donation to Faith Church and put Jewel on that notation line, we'll make sure it's transferred 100% to Jewel for you. Do you guys also keep records for tax purposes?
We do. So if you would send a donation, we, would send you a receipt for your tax deduction.
Okay. So where would a donation be sent? What's the address to send it?
It's 103 East Main Street in Schuylkill Haven. And you can write a check directly to Jewel Women's Center. And again, we appreciate every single bit of it, because it really does go towards all of these ministries, like all the ways that we're reaching out to this community. And it's being heard. Like, we just opened for this pre-abortion screening that I was talking about in March, and we saw 4 people this week.
Wow.
And it's just, it's amazing, the reach and how it's really happening. Like, it's just really happening. Like, you think, oh, really? In Schuylkill, like in Haven? Yeah. It is. It's happening.
Here's the thing, and one of the things, being a pastor for so many years, I shared with Alli, and Alli actually has been a part of everything that happens at Faith. But I was sharing with her how we don't always win. We're sharing ministry with people, sharing God with people, and it's not always received. It's not always accepted. It's not always considered. And sometimes it doesn't change a life. They stiff arm it and move on and go in another direction. And it happens here too. They have folks that come in here maybe thinking that this is where I can get an abortion, this is the process. And when they share all the information, even the ultrasound, and I'm going to tell you, you're not going to always win. You're not going to have everybody always follow through with the godly recommendations that are being shared. And so what that means is we need to pray, continue to pray for this ministry, and pray for the people that are on the front lines, if you will. And they're the ones that go home at night after watching this baby movement through an ultrasound to find out that this woman is deciding to abort that baby. And it can be very sad. And I've watched her suffer through that. So let's invest in this ministry. Let's invest in this community, in our people, in sharing the good news of Jesus Christ, building God's kingdom, but at the same time helping this ministry reach hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of women in need that are at the crossroads. Many of them don't have the guiding and the leadership and the families that maybe you have. So we need to love them, and we need to pray for them. And I loved what you said, Alli. We want to love them. So people come to me and faith in different areas of life and different decisions and choices that they've made. And I don't look at them to judge them. I love them. I love them where they are. And that's what I would encourage you guys to do. Love them where they are. Give them information. Help them and pray for them. So I want to thank you for joining. I know it's a little bit different than what I've usually done. And it is because I had an eye test and I had to go early and I couldn't see my notes to be able to read it. And I asked Alli, she said, Dad, I'll grab your computer. We'll do it here at your Jewel. Yeah, and then you can blindly walk away. So I'm going to try to recover this afternoon, but I want to tell you, I love you. Thanks so much for joining in. And don't forget about helping Jewel in the process. I just want to
add one more thing. Our fall fundraiser, we used to do the banquets all the time at the church. We're actually going to do a house party right here at Jewel. Wow. We're going to take tours through, and then you're going to love this. Food trucks out back.
Food trucks. Back. A whole truck load of food.
Truckload of food, and then we're also having Twisted Sister ice cream truck. She's bringing her truck.
Not the band. You're not
No, yeah, and the band. No, but I think it's gonna be pretty neat because you get to come through a tour. You'll get to see ultrasound. You'll get to see where she sits in these appointments. You'll get to see everything, and I think that makes a difference.
That would be a really good idea.
Because we could tell you all about it, but to see it, doesn't it make a difference? Yeah. So we're gonna take people through, and then you'll be able to have a little meal quick, and then head out. So
good idea.
Yeah, and that's Saturday, September 18th. So save the date.
Good idea. Alli, it's been fun to see you. Thank you for helping me out. Oh, quick tip. Guess how much weight I've lost as of this morning?
That's a sneak. You're not going to tell them until Sunday.
Well, I'm going to be more than that by Sunday.
Okay.
2, 1, 2. Let me do the form. 2.
That one was backwards. I was trying to yell.
It wasn't backwards.
When you first did
you were looking at it backwards.
It was backwards.
Hey, guys, we love you. God bless you. Have a great week.
Bye.
See you Sunday.